Hey guys, it's Robin from Man & Machine. Just a quick video on 3ds Max 2022 today, focusing on one of the new features, Smart Extrude. I really like this one. I use poly modeling quite a lot inside of Max. I think it's great. So the fact that we've now got Smart Extrude in here, which doesn't really change my workflows, but certainly makes them a little bit easier, is fantastic. So this is just going to be short and sweet really for the purpose of today. We're going to throw down a box. Perhaps we'll just round this up to a length of 45, a width of about 100, and then a height of about 30. Let's say that we want to have 3 length segments, maybe we want to have 5 width segments, and maybe, I don't know, 3 height segments. And then we'll just use F4 to turn the visibility of those on. We can either convert to edit poly or use an edit poly modifier for this. But essentially, all we're doing now is selecting a relevant selection mode, such as polygon, and then we can make selections like we do normally, grab our move tool, but rather than just moving, I'm going to hold down shift. And when I shift, I can essentially drag those out to Smart Extrude them. And this has got a number of different functions in there that are really useful. So I can just kind of do this by eye. And as I'm starting to pull this together and make certain shapes here, I don't have to be maybe as accurate or go in and use a type in to get the result that I'm after inside of Max. I can literally come in and start modeling this up by eye. The other thing is really great, is especially when you start making amendments to faces that are there. So if I want to grab these 2 faces and pull them down, for example, just by holding shift, you can just see how much quicker that is rather than having to go in and fix or patch a hole or a boundary. I can literally come in and literally just make adjustments on the fly. So it makes your general workflows when it comes to extrusion functionalities really, really fast. So we're just going to come in here and just make a couple of slight modifications to this shape using that shift hold down to get Smart Extrude to do what we want it to do with our polygon selection. From there, let's go and make a few other changes. So we want to select these faces and maybe shift select them upwards. Once I've done that, I'm going to just generally drag them, make them a little bit smaller here, like so. Maybe just pull them forwards a little bit. At the back, I'm going to grab these 2 here and I'm going to shift and Smart Extrude them upwards a little bit before scaling them down in both the Y and the X respectively. And then we're going to drag them up again like so. Maybe just make a little adjustment there to either the vertex or the face here. Something like that. Do the same thing on this back face. Something like that. Finally, let's just come and grab in, again using the same process, just shift select. Okay, so I'm going to grab these 4 on this side, shift select them outwards. From there, maybe I'm just going to scale them down ever so slightly. Scale them down in the Z ever so slightly. Extrude out again using shift and my Smart Extrude. So essentially your processes remain very much the same with this, but it just makes things a little bit easier. Things that were otherwise maybe a little bit more, not tricky, but a bit more different. It's coming to the side. I should have put a symmetry on here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use standard modeling rather than using a symmetry feature because I'm going to do another video on that one shortly. So let's just eyeball this. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit-ish. That'll do. And then we're going to scale this down again, just like before, and down again, just like before. So you'll have to excuse it's not going to be mega accurate for this short video, but again, just guys, hold down shift when you're using your poly modeling. It really makes things easier. It's automatically going to patch up holes. It's going to do exactly what you want it to do. It makes things so much easier, and it will work with all of the selection methods that you would expect it to when you're working with your poly modeling. And to take let's just use a Turbo Smooth for this, to take something like this and model a simple jet or something like that very, very quickly using that technique. Whereas before you might have to chop and change, fill in holes, so on and so forth. So you know, it really does make this thing fit into your day-to-day workflows. Even when I come back here and make a hole for potentially the afterburner at the back here, let's just grab a move and we'll pull out ever so slightly, maybe scale outwards, and then from there we're going to hold down shift, scale in and pull in. All holding down shift. I went a little bit too far on that last one, but you get the general idea. Smart Extrude using 3ds Max 2022. Hold down shift and you'll get some fantastic results. Thanks for your time.